What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Swagcast. Today we have a former UFC vet with a 5-2 MMA pro record and a current bare knuckle boxing heavyweight, Braxton, the beautiful monster Smith. What's going on, Braxton? How we doing today? I'm doing good, baby. Big chillin'. So I want to get right into it. And what age did you kind of start training at? I get so many different answers on this, and I'm curious because I've yet to interview somebody that started right out the womb training. Like you see now, these people are training at 5, 6, 7. When did you get into training and boxing and MMA and all of that? Okay. 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 Did you grow up a footballer? Oh, okay. So were you a still because you're a heavyweight? Were you a big running back, just absolutely housing through people like Derrick Henry, kind of? Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So coming out of high school, did you pursue college football, or were the offers really not coming? So okay. Okay, so you jump from Alabama, which is a big football state, and you go to Texas, which is an even bigger football state. So did you continue football when you made the move to Texas? Was it like coaching, or were you still playing? Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. Okay. So take me from you're playing flag football, and when at that point did you decide I'm gonna go pro in combat sports? When take me from flag football to getting into combat sports? Okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. You make your debut in 2014, your pro debut, and that's against Chase Sherman, who now has a crazy resume if you look at him. However, you come up short, and we didn't see you again 2022. Is that kind of the break you're talking about? Like, is between 2014 and 2022? Was that like the flag football era and all of that? Oh, mm, mm-hmm. Yeah, almost 8 years, and then you come back, and we see you go on a 5 fight winning streak, which is crazy because you just had 8 years off. So can you kind of talk about when you got back into it in 2022 and the training regimen you were on, the team you had around you, the coaching, and like everything about that? Like I just assume you were training like a freak because the amount of shit you were able to accomplish in the cage. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And was that all the way till you get called by the UFC? Like just you never joined a gym? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that it's incredible that you were able to go that you were able to go on such a win streak by yourself like that, especially in heavyweight. Because heavyweight's that weight class where like you step in the cage, it could be lights out any second, anytime, any minute. Like exactly like that. And now I want to touch upon your best friend corner you real quick because I think that's awesome. I actually did a grappling match in the beginning of this year where I haven't grappled in like 5 years, and one of my best friends cornered me, and he also hasn't grappled in like 5 6 years, and he was like, bro, I'm gonna corner you, we're gonna get this dub. And I was like, we don't know the first part of grappling, like what do you mean we're gonna get this dub? So like I'm assuming that you and this friend, did y'all grow up together in Bama, or did you meet him in Texas and then you kind of grew a fantastic relationship from there? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's awesome. So now, even though he's not cornering you, is he's still at every single fight, kind of in the backstage with you, like supporting throughout the entire? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's yeah. That's awesome. Austin to Jersey is a crazy fucking ride. That's an insane. That's a crazy ass drive. So now that was actually my next question. I wanted to talk about the UFC debut, which was in 2023. You take a UFC fight against Parker Porter, and he's a longtime vet. You already said that it was a wonderful experience, but can you take us through kind of like the contract situation and like how the fight even came to you, and just how what it meant to you to make the walk in the UFC? Mm-hmm. So so we're gonna jump back on that in a second. So you signed a 4 fight deal with the UFC, but you only got 1 fight in because of what you just said. You took 2 shots of testosterone and then USADA tested you, and you were suspended for 2 years, which 1 year already passed, I believe. So you just got 1 year left on that suspension. Oh, okay, okay. So all right. So, can you kind of talk about the testosterone, and were you on that throughout, like from the beginning of getting back into fighting, and kind of like how you got into taking testosterone in the first place? I know it's very popular. Everybody takes testosterone. That's not like straight steroids. Like testosterone just gives you a boost, so you're able to do more. Joe Rogan talks about that shit all the time. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love some, more of like, make movies, doing more movies. Like that's actually my passion. I love so I had to kind of like take a step back. Okay, like if you don't have money, it's taken away from you. Like, that's what I have to say. So that's the story I'm looking at. So a lot of people, a lot of people that know me from back home know that it's the guy like my dad, 16, played the league. Everybody knows me. Like I was in the 8th grade, I was 25 pounds. My mom had to get my birth certificate at the game, bro. They didn't see me. I was 13 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
I only got 150 yards and a touchdown. He was like, bro, you know,
100%.
you got to have faith anywhere, bro. They're like, man, this man Braxton. Like every coach, anybody, you got to hear, you got to say like, hey, man, Braxton put in that work. So it's like, the crazy thing about it, I wasn't even in shape for my, I wasn't even in shape for my age. Like I wasn't in shape. I didn't even look good for 30. So you go back and you just look at old
Hmm.
pictures of me when I was like when I was playing football and just actually peak like bodybuilding. I had amazing physique. Like it's kind of I've always been like that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You're just like a born athlete. And you happen to make a mistake, but you learned from it and you moved on. And 2 months ago, you got the call from BKFC. Uh, and they announced they signed you to the promotion. How did that come about? How'd you make the decision to go there? How'd they find you? Like, kind of talk about all of that.
Yeah, man. So I kind of so it was like Emmanuel Manuel bro. Like so my elbow, like they signed and they was like, hey, we can't do anything because of the suspension. The commission needs you to pay a fine. You took out a $5,000 fine, and buddy, I know. I'm gonna put one of my named Matt out of California. He actually took care of that time for me, bro. And then the commission said, okay, well, just good to go. And they made some calls like, hey, you good to go, and they signed me right away. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
I was always like kind of close or maybe thought I was kind of in this thing by accident, but like BKFC was I was trying to get with BKFC before I even started running.
oh,
In
okay.
2022, I was trying to I was trying to sign before I quit BKFC, and I was gonna get a fight, and nobody would sign me. I needed a fight in the heavyweight game. Your last fight was against Chase Sherman. I don't even think nobody has that on video, but Chase Sherman fought me. Like,
I couldn't find it.
yeah, yeah, I can't even find it, bro. So it's just like, you're not gonna show a picture and just kill, So I understand, like, in the heavyweight or low five, but once I started fighting in the main, they kind of had some, okay, this guy can fight, so they don't feel scared or timid to put me in the ring. So that's how that journey came around. So it was a long time coming, and I'm happy to be here, bro.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Bare Knuckle took off around that time, around 2021, 2022, when Artem was fighting over there, Paulie was fighting there, and they were just having crazy fights every other weekend. So how has training for Bare Knuckle been? Is that different from MMA training, or I assume y'all still train with gloves? I had interviewed a Bare Knuckle fighter a couple weeks ago, and she told me there's no difference. Is that true?
So for me, so she's probably, like I said, she's probably had a lot more fight experience than me. So she's probably been in the team for a long time, from amateur and pro. So she's like experienced a lot of MMA training. So when I was fighting MMA, I didn't really, I didn't have grappling calls. I didn't spar again. So I didn't have those. I didn't have those things while I was in the gym like you have. So for me, boxing is the hardest sport I've had to really get my muscle tone, the way I'm built, my explosiveness. So I'm very explosive. That can gas you out with carrying so much muscle. So I'm having to really get in shape, get my muscle in shape. And with doing boxing training, it's completely different for me. So I'm strictly boxing training. This BKFC boxing, boxing without the gloves. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just doing my boxing training, doing my game plan, and it's kind of so I think that was different. It's like sometimes I hit the bag without sometimes I hit the bag without any gloves on. I have to mix out the gloves on. I probably start doing that probably next week. Uh, Double in bag, I always touch on that, shadow box on that with no gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
It's my wrap. So a boxing coach, so he dealt with fighters, Showtime and stuff like that. But this is the first time he's done this.
Yeah.
So he have a lot of experience in this. You start seeing gyms now from around the country that has experience. They're bringing in bare knuckle programs to their MMA gyms and stuff like that. Um, man, it has nothing different from me besides boxing training and consistent training with coach.
Yeah, well, the thing with bare knuckle when it first came, like, kind of to America, because it was a Russian thing for a long time. I mean, the Russians have everything though, like every weird combat sport you can think of. But bare knuckle was kind of one of those things that people looked at like, why would you ever do that? But then it came here, and BKFC started going crazy, and BYB started going crazy, and everybody started to kind of accept bare knuckle as like this could be the next big thing in combat sports. Exactly. So yeah.
So, like I said, I was trying to sign with bare knuckle while he started fighting for me.
Yeah, no, and it's awesome. It kind of like came full circle, and it kind of feels like it wouldn't have happened if you didn't inject yourself with that testosterone, because you signed a 4-fight contract. You would have still been under that contract. You would have never, this wouldn't be happening right now. So maybe that mistake you made was actually a good thing, right? Not a good thing, but you know what I'm saying.
Debut UFC fight would have been last year in December. It would have been the card right out here in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. So when's your debut fight for BKFC? Do you already have an opponent? Okay, so that's coming up. And you said you've been training. You just told me earlier you're about to hit the gym right now. What has training been looking like for that? Is it 7 days a week and just going hard until about 2 weeks out? Okay. Hell yeah, and we're all excited to watch you come back. So do you have goals to get back to the UFC at all? Or you mentioned earlier you want to make horror movies. Is that kind of like the main goal to like switch over to like acting, getting into content and film creation? Hell yeah, and I'm sure you're gonna, brother. I'm sure you're gonna go in there. You're gonna beat Alex's ass. So is there anything you want to shout out before we get out of here? Any social media? The fight coming up? Anything at all? Now's the time. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm following that horror account right now. I actually had no idea about that. You don't have much on your Instagram about the horror like fanatic you are, and that I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to hear that. Like that's actually dope. You don't see that a lot. That like fighters are like, no, I'm actually into making movies, man. Like, mm-hmm. Well, I'm swaggy, so I gotta have swag, baby. That's it. Yeah, yeah, nah, that's awesome. And the last 5 minutes you've been talking about this, you sounded so happy. It's like the happiest you've sounded all episode, and like I can just tell you care so much about this, and I'm excited to see all the shit you do with the horror world and everything. I'm actually excited to follow that now. It seems like it's very important to you, and I'm sure you're gonna do hell of a job with it. Well, that's the episode. What an incredible episode. Thank you for joining me today, Braxton. This was the Swagcast. You can catch us every single Wednesday on every platform. And also, do not forget to tune in to my daily live streams. I'll see y'all later. Peace!